does this mean for the teams that are on that cusp, that could find that one pop-off game opportunity to completely change the tide? Like you said, not even Guild could be very comfortable in this case. 60 points, yeah, Fennel right behind you with 5 points, but we saw what happened that last game when Space Station went down rather early, up on that north side, closer to labs in that building on the outskirts of Capacitor, where now that has cost them second place. That has cost them the slot that would put them in the finals lobby.
We saw teams go down by 1, 2 more points just getting into the last chance versus the finals. It was a tough group stage and a very tight one, especially in Group B. Will we get the same here in this last chance on the Saturday, Vicky?
Let's see. As we noted earlier on, KCP landing by Down Beast. Guild, by the way, our first place squad, like we keep highlighting, have a ring console over by Mill, not too surprising there. But even better, our winners of our last game on Kings Canyon and IP, this circle's pulling right on top of their POI. Wow. They have POI advantage over by Cedo Station, which is going to be huge here, but I'm not too sure if they have a ring console, as their title is blocking out half of Cedo. If they do have that information, that would be huge.
Yeah, I can see it. It's just
a little sliver.
If you put your face about a centimeter away from the monitor, you can actually see it in between the couple of their banners here. Now, yeah, look, I mean, the teams around them also have those ring consoles as well, though, right? Checkpoint, Cascade, Jurassic, Mill, every single one of those POIs knows where this is going, or at least the direction. And Virtus Pro, it'll be interesting to see what they do, right? Because, oh my, okay, straight into the action. We could talk about rotating teams later, because I think for the rest of this series, honestly, we're going to have very quick fights. And imagine the ring was pulling on top of you and you got taken out in about a minute flat.
What? The Trident 2, so the death box is just like strewn all over the floor. All right, did it get like arc start and just absolutely deleted? That would have been a funny side-by-side. Maybe we'll get a replay, but okay, GK said, all right, time to relax. Keep the camera steady, no need for pop-offs. Shutting down any sort of possibility here in this next game. Even better for GK, like you mentioned, they have the ring console over by Cascade.
So I mean, you know, you'd love to get like a replay with comms for that one to work out, but having a look at the map, the only thing I can imagine is that they recognized ring was on top of them, but didn't want to play for, you know, without any Evo whatsoever. So maybe they tried to go for the Evo Harvester that was sort of near the tunnel and ran into GK there.
That is probably absolutely what happened right there. Trying to get that Evil Harvester just cost them that game entirely. Disguise now also dropping down from the high ground originally, because Checkpoint does have a ring console, and Ty being there already, having the high ground advantage for now.
I mean, the other thing is momentum. We keep talking about it. Ninjas and Pajamas, they do the hard job, win the game, win themselves some momentum, and then it immediately gets snuffed out. That is just heartbreaking for Nasky, Amphi, and Zane.
It's just some teams, sometimes they don't need the kickstart. Sometimes they're very inconsistent, but can find that seesaw and still find themselves within that success story. And a team that really has been popping off, Disguise, but I want to specifically highlight Design. He's just been going crazy with the Sentinel. Sends out the nade up above. Q having to be careful, having to navigate out of the line of sight though. And trying to reposition, but they do not like this spot. It's a very tricky spot to be in, because Ty, even though they have height, could take these multiple different angles to keep suppressing them from that low ground. Oh. Oh, from the evac tower right there too, just in case they got a huge nade crack, but they saw it wasn't so much damage. Design still trying to take a very aggressive position.
Oh, Axis almost gets put down. His two teammates though trying to cover for him on the other side, and as they do get a little bit of that attention, he finds an opening onto DSG.
Surely no curse, right? With the way this fight has been taking so long, Design just trying to get into a different position. He's still trying to get aggressive, and it works out. He gets the first initial knock. He's popping off here. The Havoc in hand, he drops down, he got slowed down. He does not want to risk being up there when he has little to no cover, right?
Nah, stuns like that, pretty much the only option there. He was hoping to maybe find some cover and not have to leave his teammates to it, because it does take a little while to actually get back up onto high ground in checkpoint, but luckily they've dealt with the other two, so DSG will be fine for now. And I mean, you were perfectly on the money, Vicky. Design actually, coming into this game, was 4th overall in the lobby for damage at almost 6K. So he's almost averaging 1,000 damage a game.
Actually huge here, while TSM sliding down away from another team. Verhulst lost out on his shield. Looking at them is Makers from Command Center, but they're not overextending. What they wanted to do instead is just prevent TSM from getting the ring console that is in Command Center. Instead, now TSM may have to opt for that survey beacon. Makers did their job here. Now they'll be able to have that information, see where this next zone is pulling, but maybe a little too late with the amount of teams that have already rotated over by Cito.
All the way up at Stormcatcher, SSG. Yeah, they won't have anyone to worry about for a little while, so may as well go down to Pylon and watch the CR versus Na'Vi show.
Nice Vangle, though, creating that space. And now CR in so much trouble here. The Rolling Thunder from Atafe really paying off. Na'Vi now from the height, taking a different angle, completely wiping out Crazy Raccoon. 18 squads left now, but a big fight here for Na'Vi to get even more points on the board.
Well, they've got nothing to lose, right? I mean, they are so far down the leaderboard right now that, you know, they could take a fight and be like, well, that was the right decision, because if we didn't, there's no way we can make up the points.
They needed that desperately, too. At least, you know, isolated fight on top of that. They'll have the Evil Harvester there, nobody around to third party, contest them while they're trying to reset, even though they barely really took damage there. But also, nice to note that it's clearing up their rotation path, where in Jurassic, like you noted earlier, Gino, there was a ring console and survey beacon. Now on the other side, closer to Cascade, NRG involved in a fight. Let's jump into a listen in here with NRG to see what their next plan is.
Nothing on roof yet. We just need to get out of here. Come. You have a zip phone for this?
Yeah, I do.
Might as well just fucking rip it. Someone just took man scan zip.
They're behind us. Okay, don't slow you down.
Yeah.
Yep. Someone just landed in front of you, I'm pretty sure.
Me?
Yeah, over here.
Target over there.
There's a fucking evac right there.
Evac tower
Okay.
deployed there.
And I saw like remnants of a like violet trail.
I don't see it.
They might have flew down the hill.
Yep.
They might be on man scan right now.
No, they're
Probably
not.
are.
They're not. They're not.
Okay.
They'll be there.
Not necessarily the right read there from NRG. It was Makers. They saw them in the distance. They actually went over to Stormcatcher, not down the hill towards this man scan, as they pointed out. But that means they get it for themselves. So NRG can't be unhappy with that, especially considering their position 10th now, slipping a little bit. It was at a start, or at least, you know, midway through, where they managed to grab that win. But they need to pick up the pace once again.
Approaching over from that east side of the zone. Meanwhile, Na'Vi space station, seeing as they've now rotated in Navi's direction. Na'Vi a little bit behind them though, taking their time, coming up from right behind space station here. It's gonna be big deal considering the fact that they're ahead of them. They could try to gatekeep, but Phony was so incredibly low. He can't really be too involved in this fight and take this circle damage unless he's able to pop a med kit.
Yeah, you can see Phony shuffling between resources, between meds on the side there, because he knows he doesn't actually have time to pop anything. He has to stay inside the zone, unlike Zainu, who had enough health to give him options. Now, Space Station have made it mostly out, and they're just playing the waiting game now, really. It's a war of attrition against Na'Vi.
Space Station get that knock thanks to the ring helping them out. Na'Vi, this is huge for them. Like we said, every point counts for this squad, but Space Station having other plans. See Koi still trying to suppress them. Phony was able to pop that med kit when he was in the zone right there too. Knuckle Cluster also helping putting down that pressure, but with 17 squads left, Space Station recognizing that maybe a team could start rotating from the armory side of Jurassic. You don't want to linger for too long because of the resources that other teams want to take advantage of there in Jurassic.
Well, luckily it's Zone 2, so Henchman does have time to go back and grab the banners. As he does that, Space Station make their way into Jurassic, where they'll be able to see Makers, who are just about to take an evac down towards the west, and the zone pulls very much on top of Cedo Station. Means Virtus Pro, who was sitting in the southern buildings, is going to be very happy. Guild, who we saw right at the start, took the main building over in Cedo Station, also in a fantastic spot.
Wait a bit here, GK creeping up though in that tunnel. TSM was on the other side. See what's going to go on over here, while Disguised also approaching from the outskirts of the zone, leaving out of checkpoint finally. They may actually sandwich GK, depending on if TSM want to see who's there first. Space Station in this replay on how they were able to keep suppressing Na'Vi in the zone.
TSM on the right side of this one. GK after taking out NIP so early, who knows, maybe there's a bit of aura in the ground around them there. They want to stick around that spot. As long as they don't get pinched, right? That's the issue, potentially, because TSM are looking in at them, and DSG are about to actually pull up on the other side. And as they get the crack onto the pathway of GK, Disguised actually pull in there, and they're going to take the zip line in. All right, getting into this with GK. Let's have a listen in with Disguised.
On it. Yeah. Panic.
Healing grenade.
I'm low.
Right. Burning. One. Nice. 2v1. Sliding in. Nice!
Res.
You're fucking insane.
Grab me a spot, please.
Yep.
Inside.
Yeah, one more. He's not pushing.
One guy.
He's not pushing. Okay. I'm missing. He's not pushing. I'm grabbing swap. I'm holding. I'm gonna bingle. Yep. Full heal. I don't want to swap for you.
Okay, I'm good. 30
Pop
seconds.
many.
Yeah, 30
Grab nades
seconds.
if you have. Do you have nades?
No,
They ulted. They're gonna get angled.
Can we zip across something?
No, we're gonna have to go out to the right. We're literally gonna have to go straight out to the right. Good bang ult. I'm trying to get us passive back.
I'm about to smoke.
See if this pocket's in right here. Are we in?
Give me an octo.
Are we in anywhere
Give
here?
me an octo.
I have.
We're not in. We have to fight.
Yep. 90%.
I'm about to smoke and we have to
They're
aggro.
wasting all their nades. Yep.
On my smoke, we aggro.
Yep.
I don't have smoke, so you can't.
Come on in.
Go, swing right.
Yeah.
Right,
Play in the pocket.
Play
Play in the pocket.
me.
I'm good.
We're in right here.
Yep.
Hold Q.
Yep. I'm watching.
Take a bit.
No batteries.
I'll drop you one. Drop you a bit. Swing.
He's cracked.
Take a bit.
Here, one. Shoot. On the run.
Come on.
Dive.
No. Fuck.
How did they possibly hold out TSM there? Wow, Weibo Gaming, a big part of that fight, but I mean, it looked like that was a slam dunk for TSM walking in there. They missed their first chance already when DSG were resetting in the tunnel, and they don't come in and finish them off, and that decision ends up being the end of TSM in Game 7.
That was so messy from both sides. There was spaghetti all over the floor, like not even a cleanup on IO3 here for either TSM and Disguise. Even catching Design in the middle of the startup of trying to set the zip line, and they still failed because Weibo came up right behind them to sandwich them and cleaned up the rest of that fight. That was so free from Weibo, but the same cannot be said about Evos right now. Only solo left for this squad. At least he's got the Evo shield swap. Very difficult situation to be in when Na'Vi has taken the DBZ building right to the side.
Gap, such a veteran of the scene, but not a veteran of a LAN competition. This, of course, was the first time that they qualled. It was as Lightning Unicorn, a team that many of you APAC South viewers would have seen over the years. It's been a struggle for them here in the last chance elimination bracket.
Space Station failed to shoot down the evac tower that Weibo had just put out, and now Weibo are flying right on top of Space Station. Imagine if they got rid of that evac, but it's fine. Instead, they're capitalizing off of this. Now with the Seer Tech, they get to see where they're at over by the side. They only scan one player. They don't want to overextend. The bangle was called in, but they still got the pressure from those nades.
Pressure indeed. Going out frag after frag here with Weibo Gaming just trying to weather the storm. Oh, I think the Seer missed the tactical there, which means that SSG don't quite feel confident enough to swing, even though we, the viewers, can see those health bars. We know they're low. We know that probably would have been a good push by SSG, but it's fine if they've got the time to win this out anyway. Phony can dump the exhibit if he needs to, and the knuckle clusters will continue to hurt them in those small corners.
I mean, it's rather isolated. It's not like the teams over at Cedo are actually going to contest this. There's so much open ground between the water and the bridge that if you do try to push this just to get aggressive for KP, it is just going to be way too risky. Not worth it here. So Space Station trying to take advantage of that. The evac tower was called in. The Seer exhibit as well. The trade for trade here, though, as Zainu gets boring on the other side. Weibo get taken out. Zainu with the clutch and the res, and they will be able to reset for now before Na'Vi may come in.
Yeah, you were right. Most of the teams hidden behind the bridge, right? But the one team who could be a factor, Na'Vi, actually can dodge some of those sight lines going around the eastern side of it. And as they do, some shield swaps should have come through from SSG, but they probably didn't have time to get the med kits off. And as such, I think Na'Vi will be picking up a few more kills here.
The actions here from Space Station as they were the team to try to gatekeep Na'Vi. Let's not forget this. They were trying to gatekeep Na'Vi earlier on. Took the rotate from Jurassic, and now Na'Vi ended up in the late game finding Space Station.
Interesting that Legacy's got the Kraber there. Obviously, Guild have been sat there for a very long time. But the other two members are on blue shields, and I do wonder if it could be worth shuffling the Kraber over to them to get that big injection of damage into your Evo and try and grab purple shields before it's too late.
That's a good point here. He has been missing some of these Kraber shots. Let's see.
Yeah, also he's not hitting any. That's another really good point.
Sometimes you gotta drop it, right? I mean, especially if you could get purple for either your Watson or your Bangalore here. Let's see what Legacy could cook up. 8 squads left. VP also finding henchmen from Na'Vi. He knows that there is a solo on that side. It's not like they're going to push this, right? They're going to stay on this high ground as they should, but eventually we'll have to funnel out where VP are actually almost directly in the middle of the circle safely inside that building that you could see Guild ping.
Yeah, Guild can, walk all the way up to the top of that building until they have to jump off. Pioneers, Fennel below them, and then quite a few other teams may have to make the first move. Space Station Gaming, I think it was just Koifel, was it Phony left alive, I believe, who's way on the outer. I don't see him getting much further than this top 8.
See what the way that KCP are also coexisting with Guild, then on the low ground here. Bangle has been called in. Circle slowly coming in. It looks like somebody's, by the way, rezzing on the other side. That may be Space Station here? We may have to see.
Yeah, it was Na'Vi bringing Kinda back in.
Okay, so Na'Vi gonna be able to get their third back up. All 3 members alive, and nobody can really do anything except for Virtus Pro if they can find them in their line of sight from the building. Okay.
Looks like he hasn't used another bullet since we saw the couple of shots ring out last minute. That one looked like it should have hit, but it doesn't. And it's Guild and Pinota who start this next round of fights off in earnest. Fennel have dropped just behind SSG, and Kurihara,
Still alive!
despite being one of the deadliest players in the lobby right now, is gonna have to fight for his life.
He's still alive! He got away! Legacy! What are we doing with these Kraber shots? That was crazy. I can't believe he's actually still alive. All right, well, Guild on the high ground. eventually have to drop down. Fennel playing on the other side of the building that they were just evicted from.
Yeah, look, only 3 clips left in the vault. Maybe that's why Legacy's got the Kraber there. He needs the extra ammo. Fennel will get finished off. Means they're not getting back up into that top 2 spot this game at the very least. Fody doing his best somehow. He's ratted his way all the way to top 6.
Oh, KCP moving in. Space Station finally get called out. 5 squads left now. And Unlight gotten knocked from the zone earlier too. Jet getting everything in their direction, trying to feel the fuse pressure, and they get eliminated. Northeption's still alive.
He was doing so much damage with the utility that he just wanted to keep pumping it in, but you have to bring out your gun at some point. Like Yuka Peradana here brings out the devotion. 2 squads left. Na'Vi won't win it. It'll be Virtus Pro moving up into 5th spot with a big dub on Storm Point.
Just wait for the circle and for everybody to collapse right in front of you.